Hi, welcome to Cooking with Lydia. Today we're going to be making Italian rosemary breadcrumbs. So these are the ingredients for the recipe. We have, of course, the bread, which is homemade. I'm going to use wheat. Then we have rosemary, we have olive oil, garlic, pepper, and Parmesan cheese. All right, let's go into the kitchen. Hi, and welcome to Cooking Italian with Lydia. And today we're going to be making the rosemary Italian breadcrumbs. So first, here's the bread. Homemade wheat Italian bread. I'm going to go ahead and put that in a processor. First I'm going to slice it up, cube it up, then put it in the processor, and it's going to be crumbly, and then we'll go from there. Here is the homemade Italian bread that I made. This is wheat bread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this into little cubes, and then I'm going to put it in a processor to process it down to crumbs to make the crumbs. So here we go. Alright, I went ahead and chopped up the bread into little crumbs. Here we are, and now I'm going to put this into the processor. Alright, here's the finished product with the breadcrumbs. As you notice, they're a lot more moist than most breadcrumbs that you would get in the store. These are not all dried out, and they don't have all the chemicals since the bread is homemade, and then we made the breadcrumbs as well. Alright, let's move on from here. Now we're going to go ahead and cook the breadcrumbs. So first thing is I'm going to put some oil in the pan here. I'm going to cover it, not too much, probably about 2 tablespoons. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to add in the herbs and the garlic because we're going to want that to have an aroma before I put in the breadcrumbs. So we'll go ahead and add in the rosemary. Then I'm going to add in the garlic, and that's minced garlic. There we go. All right. That'll just take a minute or two to start giving an aroma, so we'll start there. And I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. There we go. All right. Just let that sit for a second, and then I'm going to put the breadcrumbs in that went through the processor. There we go. Let me turn that up just a little more. Okay, I can start to smell the rosemary. It has an evergreen smell. Rosemary actually has oil in the leaves that come off of it. They're kind of pine needle-like. So, it can also have a little bit of a citrus smell too. All right, so you can hear that it's sizzling. So. Very good. Also, as part of the rosemary breadcrumbs, I'm going to add in Parmesan, but I don't want to add that in now because if I do, it'll just taste to the pan. So I'm going to add in the breadcrumbs. I've got 2 cups of breadcrumbs here. So I'm going to add these in. There we go. Alright, that's going to dampen the breadcrumbs just a little bit, but it's going to add some extra flavor since it was just the wheat breadcrumbs. So we'll add that in. Mix it up. It definitely looks different than the stuff in the store. It's much finer, and it's a mix. Some are a little bit bigger pieces that didn't quite get processed, but I like the mix. It makes it tastes better. Alright, this is beautiful. So I'll definitely be doing a close-up of it. So I'm going to add in some cheese as well, and this is a grated Parmesan cheese. And that's about a tablespoon. You can add in a little more if you want it, but I think if you add too much, then you're going to miss out on the rest of the flavor. So I've got rosemary, and add in a little tiny bit more oil. Turn this down. It's already mixed in. Mix that up a little bit. Here we go. Perfect. All right. What I'll go ahead and do is a close-up on what I've got in the pan here. And again, this is a very simple recipe, but it makes all the difference if you're making breaded meat. You can use this on fish, you can use it on chicken, you can use it with stuffed mushrooms. Yeah, so possibilities are endless. You could use it for stuffing eggplant, you could use it for stuffing peppers as well. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll go ahead and do a close-up of this now. All right, here is the Italian breadcrumbs that we just made. You can see there's rosemary mixed up in it. We've got the olive oil, Parmesan cheese as well. So, all right. Thank you very much for tuning in.